necessarily have to be a paragraph each. It's up to you. But the DIET method. D stands for describe. I stands for interpret. E stands for evaluate. And T stands for theorize. So, D, describing. So you would describe this text. The text I chose to study is a campaign letter from Donald J. Trump, and it has very interesting features. For instance, you can say this is how it starts. It's 4 pages long. The start is about what are at stakes. He shapes and frames Hillary Rodham Clinton and the Democrats in a particular way. Ask for money. There's repetition in it. You can quote it. Blah blah blah. So you in a sense, if you were hanging out at Chick-fil-A and with an oven mitt on your hand, and you were just said, hey, I got a letter from Donald Trump the other day, and the person next to you, Michael Jackson, is like, he's dead, is like, tell me about it. And you go, well, here's what the letter generally said, blah, blah, blah. So you're just describing it. You're not necessarily interpreting quite yet. You're just describing it. So a thick description of the text, whether it's a letter, a commercial, a speech, it really doesn't matter. So describe. Then the eyes interpret. And this is where you're going to say, okay, there are several instances in this text in which Trump uses language, definitions, and naming in a very interesting way. For instance, he uses the term Trump train to describe his campaign. The possible consequences for how this helps us consider his campaign is this. He also, obviously the whole idea of making America great again assumes that something is wrong, that we need to go back to something that used to be. Left wing, especially, he uses left wing here and there. Government run, Common Core, hardened. Some of the biggest stuff is, enough is enough, make America great again, blah, 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 blah. Crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary. Left wing, crooked Hillary. Military so big, so strong. Crooked Hillary, extreme liberal allies hate me. Vicious, they are vicious, brutal. Oh, she will do anything. I won't put anything past her. So basically, you would just try to find what are the most interesting sort of things in here, sort of when it comes to trying to make sense, interpret the letter. And obviously, I just read this. It's the first time I actually read it. I glanced at it. So, what's going on here? You could devote a paragraph to several words or definitions or whatever. And there's a few things right here that I think would be, when it comes to definitions about how they're defining immigration, how they're defining foreign affairs. Again, it takes some time to actually think about this and all the consequences of it. But one of the most interesting things, I think, and it's used over and over again as a proper noun because it's capitalized, crooked Hillary. So obviously this is shaping and framing Hillary Clinton in a particular way, and is shaping and framing her as crooked. And what are all the consequences or all the sort of interpretations that we can make there in light of crooked? It goes along with some of the things that folks said that she needs to be in jail because of I don't know why. But there's a lot of stuff that you can go. Okay. So that's interpret. So here's the interesting words. Here's what I think it's doing in this for the readers. These are these are the blinders that this letter is putting on the horses. And then E is evaluate. Do you think it's a good letter? Is it effective? Will I read this and go, yeah, Crooked Hillary, they're gonna make Common Core in every Washington bureaucrats are gonna run every school in America. They're gonna get rid of all the teachers. Every illegal immigrant is going to become a citizen and vote Democrat? Oh, they're out there apart. They don't think America is great. They demonize me. Crooked Hillary demonizes me. So is it effective or not? I mean, and it's up to you. You can say yes. I think for certain readers, particularly folks who feel abandoned by the government or feel disenfranchised because there is a black man in the White House or blah blah blah. That this might resonate with some people, right? I love America. I want to make America great again. I remember back in 1974. That one day, that was good. But and then is it ethical? Do you think it's ethical? So evaluate it. And then finally, the last thing is theorization. T. This is where you would think big picture, not just this letter, but big picture. Again, how do we see definitions, language, labels, whatever, working or functioning within political communication, but also in this context of the 2016 presidential election. More theory type stuff should probably cite Hahn, whatever. So I am asking you to use MLA and everything like that. Hopefully this gave you, and then concluding paragraph. So introductory paragraph with tell you pretty much exactly how to do that. The organizational framework of the body of the essay. D, describe. I, interpret, given a particular set of theories or concepts from the book or elsewhere. I'll put some new stuff up on Casey at some point. E, evaluate. T, theorize. Concluding paragraph. That's all I have for you today. Political communication. Hot. Wear a glove so you don't burn yourself. Have a good rest of the day.